Hi guys, and welcome to the Winds of Change. So we're at Heroes Ascent in Cantha. So we're at Heroes Ascent. This isn't obviously a part of Cantha or Winds of Change necessarily. However, I found out some pretty cool trivia earlier that I thought I'd show you. So the story here, I don't know how really in detail I went when we did the PvP series. The story here though was heroes used to be able to be usable in the PvP Isles. So you could have a situation where there'd be like 2 players and each could add 3 heroes, and then you'd go off and compete in Heroes Ascent, and that was just kind of how it worked. And even still, plus that, there used to be some old generic henchmen here as well, so you could add some heroes and the henchmen and kind of like go into Heroes Ascent solo. You'd just be gimped because you had AI. But eventually, for various reasons, there was a decision made that heroes couldn't be used in PvP Isles anymore. And there was this big update. It was 2009, I think, maybe 2010. Before Winds of Change at the very least, and in this update they added loads and loads and loads of henchmen with really good builds, like builds based on what players were using. In fact, you could vote what these builds were yourself and like submit them to ArenaNet, and when they were chosen, if your build was chosen, you'd end up actually getting this unique item that would turn you into the henchman, like a special unique tonic that are some of the most expensive things in the game today. Anyway, so that's kind of what happened. So now there's loads of henchmen around here that were added in 2009. A lot of them have got really funny dialogue, they've got some cool stuff, they've got some interesting insights into the mists and stuff actually as well, which is kind of cool. But regardless, some of the dialogue here actually is relevant to the Winds of Change, which is really cool. I just filmed this intro, but spent ages wandering around looking for the NPCs, and I thought, look, this video is 10 minutes long, we can't do this, so I'm going to do it again. The first person here is Baki Koi, who says, I'm actually somewhat new. This is the kind of thing, by the way, all this dialogue, that maybe I'll do like an extra video at some point, speaking to all of them. I don't know, let me know if you're actually interested in that. Baki Koi, though, says, I'm actually somewhat new to water magic, so I hope I won't be too much of a burden on you. I used to focus entirely on fire magic, but... well, you see, I had found these fire drakes tied up by a restaurant near my hometown, and I thought it was outright cruel to leash them up like that. You learn a lot about fire drakes when you walk the path of fire. Anyway, I tried to burn through their chains to free them, but I may have accidentally used too much power. I started studying water magic the next day. I hope the owner of that restaurant never finds out. Okay, so she kind of caused a fire at this restaurant, as far as we can see. There's another henchman here. Shit, where was the other one? Was it you, Suzu? I don't think it was Suzu. Hold on. Let me tell you up front that I have no interest in ordinary teams. I've only blah, 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 blah. No, it's not you. Okay, the other henchman is called, like, it begins with an S. It's Suzy Bruzy or some crazy thing like that. I may speed it up while I'm walking, because seriously, I'm not going to do another 10 minutes wandering around here. One sec. Where are you? That guy's hilarious, that Rolo guy. He's like, yes, that's my name. No, it's not funny. Don't laugh. It's brilliant. Cole, it's not you. It's not Hobber and Ace. It's not Chavin. It's not Blanc. Oh, I think it might be you. I think it might be Laura Linnea. Hold on, let's have a quick look. Yes, this is it. Okay, so Laura Linnea is the other one. Looks just like a Zacian guard, actually, which is quite cool. There's another henchman over there who's, like, taunting the guards of the Isles. It's actually pretty brilliant. But yeah, okay, so Laura Linnea says, as well, these are the only 2 NPCs that we want to speak to. You know, I wasn't always a mercenary. I actually started out as a cook. My restaurant wasn't most popular, but it had a taste you couldn't find anywhere else in town. The secret was that I used fire drakes to grill the meat. They're a pain to manage, but it makes the food really pop. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have been surprised when the restaurant burned to the ground, but now I'm working hard as a mercenary to start a new one. Don't worry, swords are almost the same as kitchen knives, and I think I've got the hang of them now. If you don't believe me, take a look at my skills. So, okay, we hear here, that in like 2009, we hear this kind of weird story about a restaurant. You don't really hear very much from that. Probably don't think that much, you just kind of speak to all the NPCs and then snicker when you're like, oh, it burnt down because of that other person, right? And that was the story as we knew it. However, fast forward to Winds of Change. Part 1, Winds of Change this is. Complete Buck Deck Byway, cleansing Buck Deck Byway, and a few side quests become available. First one, obviously, we saw before with the Courier Falcon coming back to town. But there's another one that's actually becomes available at the same point, and this is the first side quest in a 2-part side quest chain. Okay, so Lei Jing was the guy, wasn't he? Yeah, so we're going to look at Light My Fire. You'll see Cantha Courier Crisis is still there. That's because that's the hard mode version. It's kind of annoying that the way the Winds of Change does that. But anyway, so Light My Fire. The Ministry of Purity is pretty busy these days cleaning up the afflicted, but that doesn't mean we can let local matters get out of hand, so we're kind of back in time a little bit while the afflicted's still a problem, I suppose. A while back, I was investigating the arson of a local restaurant that used fire drakes to cook the food. Yes, it sounds weird, but I hear it was quite popular. At the time, we chalked up the incident to mismanagement of the little fire spitters, but the drakes never turned up after investigation. We finally got a report of some of them appearing in Zhangquang Skyway, but so I'm going to search for them. I've even bought this Tempera sensing device from a travelling merchant to help track them down. What do you say? Can you spare some time to help out? Sounds like a hot new adventure. Count me in. Brilliant. Quest added Light My Fire. So there you go. It's like you wouldn't imagine it, would you? I was reading that on Wiki, as I said. I didn't know about it until I just started filming this, and it had like a little note. It was like these NPCs over at Heroes Ascent talk about it, and that's kind of the story there. They pick it back up in Winds of Change. Awesome. I really, really do like that. So yeah, we're going to be going out. I don't know why I'm walking to the portal. We're going to be going out from Senji's Corner. Oh wait, is this the Undercity we go to? I think it's the Undercity, isn't it? Oh, no, it's Zangwang Skyway. So we're going to be coming out to Senji's Corner and then through Zangwang Skyway. This is a long quest, guys. It's a long quest. So I think, and I keep doing it, really. Well, mind you, we had a live commentary with the Courier Crisis last episode. So I'm going to do post-commentary so that we can just cut through, because you have to wade through so much crap to finish it. Trust me, you have to go through so much bollocks in this quest. Oh, and we're in a solo mission because I loaded into Heroes Ascent, and that kicks everyone from your party. Which is annoying because just before I started filming this, I added everyone in my party. There we go. Handily cut for you guys so that there are no spoilers. Back out into Zangwang. Just before I do the post-commentary though, let's actually speak to him and start off the dialogue. So you get this heat gorge here first. Oh, well, hold on. Let's read this. Lei Jing says, I picked up this device from a travelling merchant. I think it will help us in our search. It detects differences in the surrounding temperature. If we head where it's hottest, I'm sure we'll find something there. Stick close to me and I'll let it point the way. From what I know, the drakes used in the restaurant were pretty domesticated, so we won't have to kill them. I just hope word hasn't got out about these creatures running around. It certainly would throw the area into panic. We'll have to find them before that happens. Wait, we're not speaking to you then? You're from a completely different quest, aren't you? You're going to offer me a different quest. Yes, you are. Right, okay, yeah, we don't speak to him. You get this heat gorge. This is very similar to, if you remember what I did. I actually feel like I should rename that episode. A while ago, I did an episode in Eye of the North, one of my favourite episodes to do, actually, where we talked about the gods quite a lot, and the gods' relation to the facets that we met when we were in Glint's Lair and stuff, and you had the divinity, and that would kind of point you into general areas. This is very similar to that. You just need to be kind of moving to the right zones with the heat gorge. I think you want the gorge to go down, or do you want it to go up to speak to the drakes? I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure you want it to go down. I'll figure that out as we're playing through in a minute. But yeah, this is essentially the same mechanic here. You're going to be moving around. The guy's right as well. You don't really have to fight the drakes, if I remember. It's more all the mobs that spawn all over the bloody place that are actually hurting us even though we're in normal mode, which is fantastic, isn't it? So yeah, that's kind of what's going to be going on with the quest. I did want to say sorry to you guys for not doing Winds of Change for a couple of days. I don't know what it was. I was just lazy for these past few days. I was just genuinely being lazy. But then, like, you know, I was still doing Guild Wars 2 daily. This is why I feel more bad, because, like, other times I've taken breaks from doing, like, YouTube stuff, and I just haven't put anything up on the day. But on those days with Guild Wars 2 daily, where I started the series and I've not like faltered with it yet, and there's still not been a day where I haven't done it, I kind of feel more inclined to do that because I don't want to break that. So I mean, imagine how good that would be if in like a year I've still been doing it every single day. That would be something to be quite proud of. So like, it was getting to like 11 o'clock at night and I hadn't done anything. I just, you know, pissed about the day playing League of Legends or whatever. Oh, vermin, I love these guys. And I'd just done that. And then right at the end of the night, I'd be like, oh, come on, I've got to do this. I want to do this. So I ended up filming Guild Wars 2 Daily, but not the Winds of Change. And I'm sorry, I felt really bad. Not today's Guild Wars 2 Daily, but the one before, someone actually said, oh, hey, yeah, where's Winds of Change? And it had loads of thumbs as well. So, sorry, guys, here you go. This is why I'm filming this today. I'm also hoping to do April Fools today. I have no idea where I'm going, by the way, but you've pretty much got to go all over the explorable area in the first place, so I wouldn't worry about it. Just wander around and kill stuff. Yeah, I'm also going to film April Fools today. I played through the quest earlier. A lot of fun. Really, really cool. That, as you know, last year there was the April Fools quest that came out that was basically a complete mockery of Terminator, and now Terminator 2 is this year, and it's really good, actually. A lot of fun. It's really, really bizarre to see. Oh, I won't spoil it, but we'll be doing a video of that, definitely. That will be going up. Hopefully I'll be filming that today. I don't know whether it will go up as well today. I'm now in a situation, by the way. Oh, yeah, I didn't mention this either. So, you know, I was going to start my new job. And I was like filming that backlog, all that stuff, because I thought tomorrow, okay, right now it's Sunday, right, as I'm filming this, it should go up today, but just in case it doesn't, I'm filming this on Sunday, and I thought that tomorrow I was going to be starting in my new job. You know, Monday I'd be down there, so I was filming this backlog to get all these videos up. Well, I asked my employment consultant 2-3 days ago. I was like, hey, look, you got any news? The heat gauge is really going down. I'm pretty sure it needs to be high, and that's the whole point of this. Whatever, we're going to go over here. I vaguely remember a Drake being up here. But yeah, I spoke to my employment consultant, and she said that I'm not actually starting until the 30th of April, which is like a month off. So that kind of changes things up for me. I've now got all these videos kind of sitting around in the background that I've just got to find a time to upload. So we might end up on 3 videos a day next week. Depends, you know, how lazy I'm being. But yeah, that could be coming this way. So we'll have like April Fools. We'll have the backlog will start going up. In addition to daily, Winds of Change, and Guild Wars 2 daily is the plan at the moment. And I'm still working on the kind of lore summary thing. So that should be fun. Yeah, that's kind of it really. It's been a few days, so I had a lot of stuff to talk about. But I think that's about it. Not sure there's anything else to mention. Guild Wars 2 Daily today, though. If you haven't seen it, it is a massive troll. Everybody took to it quite nicely. Well, thank God, because Christ, I wasn't sure how that was going to go down. I actually ended up showing it to Magical Mike early because I just was not sure whether it came across well. Like, it could either have been a really good joke or it could have like just bombed. So I'm happy that went well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm going to hand you over to post-commentary now and basically show you all of the individual locations as they are and the dialogue that comes at those points. Because seriously, if I do this live, it's going to be like 3-4 episodes, even at the length that I've been doing Winds of Change episodes. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. In the end, it took me about, I don't know, an hour and a half to finish this, though that's mostly because halfway through I got a little bit bored, I'm not going to lie, and I ended up on YouTube for a little while, but yeah, I decided to then just sit down and film it on. The first Drake was actually on the right, basically, of the entrance of where we were earlier, and he pops up here, and as we come close to him, Lei Jeng says, "Look, there's one of the missing Drakes over there, let's catch it." And you can kill him. You'll notice that all of the Drakes, and now I'm speeding up here, all of the Drakes use Double Dragon. When this quest first came out, Double Dragon, the Elementalist update, hadn't been released, right? So Double Dragon was still its old version where it was just a point-blank area of effect ability. Actually, do you know PB AoE, right? People say that. Is that supposed to be point-blank or player-based? Because I always thought it was point blank, but I heard people saying player base the other day, and it kind of blew my mind a little bit. But anyway, it's changed now to these big rings of fire, and this quest is hilarious now. It's absolutely amazing because you do have to fight these Drakes, so you don't kill them, but you do have to fight them. But then once you fought them and sort of subdued them, shall we say, because they're domesticated, I guess the idea is, now we've shown that we're kind of their boss, then they'll be with your party, and you're going to be finding like 5 or 6 Drakes as you go through this quest. So by the last encounter, you've got loads of Drakes with you, and they're all triggering this Double Dragon effect, right? Which does 2 rings. After you kill that guy, Lei Jeng says, "Aha, another one of the fireball spewing creatures. It seems a little frightened though. I wonder what got it so spooked." Yeah, you have to chase that second one a little way, as you saw through the city there, which is kind of weird. But you chase him through, and eventually he decides he wants to fight you, and you can take him out. But yeah, they all cast Double Dragon, right? So every Drake you have is then responsible for 2 rings of fire around itself and obviously whoever it's cast the ability on. And it's nuts. There's so much Double Dragon going on. I kind of regret not coming into this quest and having my team set up with loads of copies of Double Dragon as well. Anyway, here's the next group. And this fire Drake's being surrounded by Ampha, who seem to have found it. Lei Jeng recognises this isn't good. He says, "Ampha, what are you doing with that beast?" And the Ampha reply very quickly, "The Imperial Guard, are they onto our plans already?" Silence them, and we kind of have a big fight. You can already see it starting now. So loads of Ampha are here. The time's weird for this quest. I don't know what's going on, because in 2009 we had the Heroes Ascent update, and that kind of assumed the restaurant had already been. How long have these Drakes been wandering around? Anyway, Lei Jeng says the Ampha are after the Drakes too, it would seem. They probably got some plot in mind. We better find the rest quickly. And we continue on. So yeah, I don't know how long have these Drakes been wandering around up here on the Skyway as well, of all places. Like, this is an interesting area of the city to have had them, because this is quite densely populated, obviously, where you got the Undercity beneath this. So you'd expect anything to be hiding around there, people would have found them. I mean, you can't really hide in a city like this, but there you go. Yeah, you see that note down there? You've been playing for 2 hours? That's because I had a big long break. But yeah, the next Drake after that actually takes quite a while to find. You have to move a long way through the city. What I found fun though while editing this and speeding this stuff up was watching the top right, the bar, as it filled up, because it slowly rises in the fast forward. I don't know. I like little things like that. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about earlier when I loaded in. I was like, oh, I think the bar has to be empty. That's ridiculous. They were talking about how how we were looking for Drakes because they emanate heat. And yeah, you just want to keep following it around. I do recommend going to the wiki for this one, because just like the other, it's different to the other quest with the divination. divination though, obviously, because the divination, there were different spawn points and you could just go in once and eventually you'd find out that you could cut through a lot by getting a lucky spawn. On this one it's not the same. Anyway, here, now the Jade Brotherhood, what are you scoundrels doing with the Drake? And they say, so you found out about our plans, have you? Too bad you don't bring enough fighters to stop us. Brothers, destroy them. What I really like, and look at the double dragon going on. What I really like about that little bit of dialogue there is that the Jade Brotherhood, that's their name, and we've never heard them refer to themselves as brothers or anything like that until now. At least I'm almost 100% sure we've never seen that. We might have at some point, but I certainly don't remember it. So I thought that was quite a nice little touch, actually, having the Jade Brotherhood refer to each other as such, which was quite cool. You actually find the quest gets quite a bit easier for this encounter anyway, where you've got so many Drakes. You can obviously go to the Drakes in different order, whatever order you want, however you find them, and the way the quest is set up, because it's not definite where you're going, you can find, and when I first played through this, that you've been to some Drakes that maybe you were supposed to have gone to later. Lei Jeng says, firstly Amphara and now the Jade Brotherhood, what's going on here? I don't know what they're planning, but it must be no good. Let's find more of these beasts quickly. So like, I think you could theoretically find that Drake and that dialogue would pop up, or ArenaNet have been quite clever and they've had, like, the Amphar group won't spawn with a Drake unless you've already found a certain amount of Drakes already, which is quite cool. I'm not 100% sure how they set that up, but in any case, you can just keep wandering around here. What's nice, obviously, I've completed it in normal mode already, so what you're witnessing here is Zakwang Skyway when there are no afflicted mobs around. At least I think that's what we're witnessing here, because there are usually afflicted mobs around. One of the best bone oh no, that is Jade Brotherhood that dropped that. Are there ever afflicted here in the normal spawn? See, that's bad. I should remember that. But anyway, I'm pretty sure we are on the spawns that have triggered after completing it in normal mode or hard mode, and as a result there are actually less enemies around here. They're a little bit harder, but there are less, and it seemed to go quite nicely for me. There are some big long stretches where you don't really have to fight very much, and as I said earlier, this quest will take you all the way around this entire area. Don't think that you're in for anything easy, because boy, it will take a while. Anyway, this is the last group here, right at the very top, just round this corner here in this kind of... I like the quest though, because you never really have to come out here. This is quite an open section, and here you can see the Amphar and the Jade Brotherhood. And Lei Jeng says, a gang fight, looks like trouble. I love that we're actually with the Imperial Guard here, by the way. I think that's so awesome. There's not enough quests like that. The Jade Brotherhood assassin says, this Drake is ours, you dirty scavengers. Presumably, oh, dropped a comb. Presumably talking to the Amphar there. The Amphar respond with, so you can use it as a weapon against us? Not a chance, fool. I like these gang warfare things as well. We don't see much of this. Lei Jeng replies, interrupts them both. He says, neither of you will have the Drake. I'm placing you all under arrest. Oh, are you now? Or are we going to help enforce you? We're probably going to kill and not arrest him. As usual, how convenient the buffoon of a guardsman has gone to the trouble of bringing us the rest of the Drakes to fight as well. Well, we'll just have to kill you all and take them for ourselves. We'll separate your heads from your shoulders first. Get them. Right, so what happens here? You might think, can you hear that? Can you hear that? I really hope you can hear that, because I was just quiet for ages. So you might think for this quest that those guys would fight each other and it'd be easy, and you'd be like, oh, I'm not going to over aggro, which is totally what I thought. No, they don't fight each other. They just team up to kick your ass. The Amphar and the Jade Brotherhood do not fight one another. The Drakes dying isn't like quest failure, thankfully, and the Guardsman dying isn't quest failure. However, they won't respawn unless the enemies in their vicinity, like in their earshot range, are dead. So what happens here... And you'll see actually how powerful these Drakes are. They're quite resilient. My entire team's wiped and they keep going and they keep killing stuff. They do keep shredding into the Jade Brotherhood and the Amphar long after we're dead. But they will die, right? If you're not there, they'll die and they won't respawn. So if you don't do a significant chunk of damage to that group in the first instance, then you're not going to have the help of the Drakes later, and you'll have to be a bit more clever about it. It wasn't a massive problem for me. I ran back. Obviously, there was a big cut there as I ran back because I spawned. If you look at my minimap there, can you see that res shrine that I've been to? But there's one right next to me. Make sure you trigger that before you come here on this quest, because I respawned at that other res shrine, and you can't just walk straight across. There's a wall in the way. You have to go all the way around, and it takes bloody ages. So make sure you activate that res shrine if you think you're going to wipe like I did. And yeah, generally, when I came back, I just managed to knock them out because enough of them had been killed in the first place. And as soon as you kill them all, you'll see that the Drakes respawn and everything's all well and good. And the guard does as well. It's not, oh, you've been kicked out, haha, no, you have to do it all again. Especially if you didn't follow the wiki to get there in the first place, that would suck. Anyway, Lei Jeng says, well, that takes care of that. Now that we've got the last Drake, I can take them to the palace. The Emperor will no doubt want to reward you for your help. Meet me back in Kaineng when you're done here. Those fire drakes, so they're not the same drakes from the Fissure of Woe, but they are interesting anyway that they're there. So yeah, I decided not to do like a live outro. I just thought I'll just hand in the quest and post-commentate it. So we go back up to Kaining Center. As I said before, this is the first in a 2-part quest chain. So this story will kind of be continued a little bit here, and we'll look at that next episode. I think really there might be one other side quest, but really that's all the side quests kind of for part 1 done at that point. So 1-2 episodes more before we start on part 2. Anyway, Lei Jing says, I can't believe the audacity of these gangs using such dangerous creatures in their turf struggle. They could have brought the whole Skyway down on the citizens below. Very valid point. I never thought of that. One of these days we're going to have to clean up those gangs along with everything else. I've turned the drakes over to the Ministry of Fire. They'll know what to do with the little fire beast. Here's a reward on behalf of the Emperor. So another reference to another ministry. I love it. I can't get enough of it when they put all those little references in there. And that's it, guys. So that's this episode done. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the next side quest. It will be tomorrow. Again, I am sorry there was a couple of days where we didn't do Winds of Change. But kind of back on schedule here. Thanks very much for watching, guys. And